Right. Okay. So glad you said that, because now we get into the witnesses.
Let's get into it.
So what did the Most High use for witnesses? Brother, if you can get for me Devarim, Deuteronomy 4:26, and we'll see what the Most High used for his witnesses. Because we're supposed to be like y'all, right? We're supposed to do what the Most High said for us to do. So we should be practicing his ways in everything we do, especially when it's according to his signs. Deuteronomy 4:26. Okay. We're gonna see what Yah said he used for his witnesses.
Deuteronomy or Devarim 4:26 reads, I shall call the heavens and the earth to witness against you on that day, that you soon completely perish from the land which you pass over to the garden to possess. You do not prolong your days in it, but are completely destroyed.
Okay, hallelujah. Now, also, so we see that the Most High uses the heavens and the earth, two witnesses. Let's go to Devarim 17:6, just to tie in with the two witnesses.
Okay.
Deuteronomy or Devarim 17:6 reads, at the mouth of at 2 or 3 witnesses shall he that is to die be put to death. He is not put to death by the mouth of one witness.
So even dealing with this law, you see, you got to have two witnesses. One person can't come and say, oh, hey, he did that, without a second witness.
But how many of us are incarcerated and in a lot of trouble and been false accused for that same exact
Right, for one witness.
They show you how beautiful and important this law is.
Right.
It's perfect.
Right.
It will solve all matters, because you can't sit there and say a person didn't do it if they got camera, his mama saw you, his son saw you, they got pictures. It's a lie. You must need 2 or more witnesses.
It's beautiful that you said that. How many people are locked up for one witness? Go to Devarim 19:15. And if this law was put in place, what you just said would not even be happening.
Look it up.
Devarim or Deuteronomy 19:15 reads, one witness does not rise up against a man concerning any crookedness or any sin that he commits. Okay. At the mouth of 2 or more witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, a matter is established.
Okay. Hallelujah.
So how are we going to establish this matter of the first month and the first day of the year?
We got to witness the heavens and the earth. Right. So we look to the earth for our sign of a bee, barley growing. Then we look to the heavens from our sign from the new moon to get our complete 2 witnesses, just like y'all used.
Can we go into Leviticus into the law and show them how important it is?
Okay.
Let's go. Everybody go to Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23, if y'all don't know, is where all the holy days are located at.
All of them.
If y'all don't know. And we're going to show how important it is to having this barley in the stage of a bee, how important it is to according to our holy days and going about things, because we have a lot of people, no disrespect to the family, no respect to none of the camps out there, but we have a lot of people who have holy dates already. But according to the Bible, where are your 2 witnesses? Okay. If we have 2 witnesses, and they're supposed to be the heaven and the earth, what is your witness from the earth? What is your witness from the heaven besides the moon? That's just one witness. What did the law just say? That one witness is not good enough.
Right.
It's not good enough. So are you confident in saying that you okay with this being the holy day and this is Passover? He said, observe the Abib and keep Passover. You can't do one without the other. Okay. You must observe Abib first. But how you gonna have Abib
without Abib? Come on. It's impossible. It's impossible.
So let's get Leviticus 23 and 10. Start at 10 and read to 11.
Leviticus 23:10.
Okay.
It reads, speak to the children of Israel, and you shall say to them, when you come into the land which I give you, and shall reap its harvest, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest.
Somebody, what's the first fruits? Not you. What's first fruit? Abib. Say it again. Abib. Okay, we know for a fact. We already learned Abib is our first fruit. Okay. So now we know. Now, you read 11.
11. And he shall wave the sheaf before Yahuwah for your acceptance. On the morrow after the Shabbat, the priest waves it.
So what are we supposed to be waving?
Barley in a Abib stage.
Yes.
So how can we even make this possible if we was back at home? If we was at home, how can we keep this law without observing the Abib, without keeping that law.
Right. You can't keep a law and break another law and call it righteous.
Let's go see a little bit more how serious it is. Drop down to let's see, what is it? 15? Let's go to 14. Read 14 and 15.
Verse 14 reads, and you do not eat bread or roasting or fresh grain until the same day that you have brought an offering to your Elohim, a law forever throughout your generations.
No, just right there. It's just a law for right there, not now.
What it says is a law forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
In all your dwellings. That means not just in the land. Like you'll have some say you can't keep laws in captivity. It says in all your dwellings, wherever you live, to all your generations for, what did it say? How long did it say?
Forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. A law forever.
Okay.
Keep reading, top sheet.
Verse 15 reads, and from the morrow after the Shabbat.
This is important, listen.
And from the morrow after the Shabbat, from the day that you brought the sheep of the wave offering, you shall count for yourselves 7 completed Shabbats.
Why are we counting 7 Shabbats for? What holy day we expect?
That is for what is called in Hebrew, Chag Shavuot, which means the Feast of Weeks. Chag means feast, Shavuot means weeks. So Chag Shavuot, Feast of Weeks, is one of the 3 feasts because we don't have 7 or 8 feasts. We have only 3 feast days. So the rest are holy days. But Feast of Weeks is the one feast day that doesn't have a set time. So if you don't start off right, and if you don't have your Abib to wave as your sheep offering, how can you even know when your Feast of Weeks is going to be? Because you don't have a count. It doesn't give you on this day of this new moon. It says how many Shabbats after you wave the first sheep?
And from the morrow after the Shabbat, from the day that you brought the sheep of the wave offering, you shall count for yourselves 7 completed Shabbats.
So how you gonna know when to count if you don't have a wave offering?
You make people, our brothers and sisters make up their Passover, then they follow that Sabbath correctly, and then they count the 50 days, the 49, 50 days correct. We do it correctly, family, but we don't do it correctly. So from the beginning, because we all messed up when we skip over the fact of that law to observe the Abib.
Hey.
It's very important. This is why we're showing it's important, because nothing gets started, nothing shakes, nothing moves, nothing go down until we see that ball reach a beat to the Most High. We get our 2 witnesses that the Most High started up. So who are y'all 2 witnesses, and why do y'all feel confident enough to do what only the Most High has the power to do?
Right.
We got to look in the mirror.
Let's look at our ancestors, because, and I want you to touch on this.
Yeah, there you go.
Go to Ruth 122. Let's see what some of our ancestors did. Let's see what they saw. Even they knew to observe the Abib and watch what happened when they saw it.
And speaking of ancestors, a lot of family, just throw in a little extra side note. Right. A lot of people think that Ruth is a Moabite because she is a Moabite, as it said. But no, she is from the land of Moab, but she is an Israelite by blood.
Right.
But it's a reason why she was coming into Israel.
Right.
At a certain time, but this was during Passover. If y'all don't know this, we're reading Ruth 1, chapter 1. This is during Passover.
Right.
Don't get it for her.
122.
Ruth, chapter 1, verse 22. Thus Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law with her, who returned from the fields of Moab. And they came to Bethlehem at the beginning of barley harvest.
When?
At the beginning of barley harvest.
So in order for you to harvest your barley, it has to be in the stage of Abib.
Okay.
So
she came, you see, she came during the barley harvest, so she came right at the right time.
Because she knew she was observing the Abib.
Make it plain.
So our ancestors kept law.
Right.
All the way down. We the one got confused and they keep law, but we understand why. We all been messed up. But it's all back on us to change that.
Right.
If we got the law, we got the scripts right here. We haven't left the law this whole time. If y'all ain't noticed, we have not left the law. This is our law we saying.
Right. Nothing man-made. You know, it's different to, I can say, you know, a lot of times, like when we get our new moon, we get reports from Israel. We get pictures, we get cited reports. You know, I can look on the app easily. I can download an app and say, well, when is the new moon? But where's my witness? I'm gonna trust in this machine that's supposed to have a camera, that's supposed to have took a picture of this, and I don't see no physical evidence. I don't even know who made this app.
Right.
You know, so that's almost bearing false witness. Woo, that's a law. But in order for it to be correct, you have to have an eye count witness.
Right.
So we have that. We also use as a reference. You can go to the next reference page. We use One Nation Calendar Coalition, which our elder Dr. Moray Well. He's one of the founders. 22 years. They travel to Israel every year. They witness the Abib. They witness the new moon. They give back reports. You know, so it's not like we're just trusting in man's machine or this calendar that's sitting on my table that somebody printed out, and I'm looking, and because it got this the day the new moon's supposed to be. First of all, the new moon is never a set time. We don't know when the new moon is going to come. It can come 29 days, it can come 30 days. But you got to witness it to see. How you gonna know if you're not looking? Right. What if your calendar was wrong? Right. And you base your whole thing off your calendar.
Right. Now you've been now you out of order, you know, got your
Whoever
wife out of order,
teaching,
your children out of order, your congregation out of order, and we should take it a little bit more serious than that.
Yeah. Right. Because we got people's lives and salvation. Anybody that you're presenting info to, their salvation is in your hand.
And then
because you're feeding them.
And then the fact that this is Exodus we talking about.
Right.
If we take the Most High serious and we take this time serious, this is the Exodus we talking about.
Right. And what are we trying to get? The Exodus. So we need to be doing what they was doing in the first Exodus. You know?
Right. You know? So it's like this is an important time, and we should love the Creator and love our ancestors, our culture, and everything enough to put in that extra time to make sure we're doing it right. But you can keep following the brother too, and also Bruce Magazine too, because we all trying to make sure we are all in this together and we all get on one accord. Because he said Israel was his firstborn. He didn't say a couple of the Israelites. No, we all make up one body. So if he hold a finger, I hold the other finger. Somebody hold the leg, somebody hold the toe. It don't matter. All together we are one, and we could follow the Most High right how we're supposed to. But everybody got to do their part. So our praises and Todah Yah for our elder and the knowledge they've given us, because I feel like this is what we bring, especially A-Time bring to the table. We getting everybody back on the course, so we serving these holy days and being on these appointed times, not seasons, appointed times, because the Most High appointed them. Right. And it's all out of order, kept it law. So that's what it's all about. So make sure, you know, we all tune in.
We got a video from last year when our elder went to witness and to go search out the Abib. You can play that now.
Family, here we are. We got Oprah King, right? Oprah King. Where you well? Got waking down, you man? Close that door.
See how much thinner it is. Now, as time goes on, and the climate changes, it needs water and it needs the right temperature. When it grows, inside of here should be a pod. Right. There's nothing in there. But as time goes on, it turns from this green to tan. And so you start to see how all that stuff is moving. So, see how much more tan this is? That means it's getting close to it. See how that? Somebody might confuse that to be barley. It's not. It's just a blade of grass. Right, I see it.
Knowing how to identify.
Open up.
It's very important.
It's a blade of grass. And so you have, in order to find out what this barley is like, you have to pull one of these pods, and inside I want you to feel like, you see, feel it. So now, what happens is just take this thing off here. That's your seed right there. Gotcha. Once that seed open, see that? It's starting to get there. So in another 2 weeks, 21 days, 14 to 21 days, this should be ready for harvest. And 14 to 21 days is what? The Passover. That's why this is key. So when you look down, you see how they leaning? They're leaning because the grain is starting to get hard. So, like this one's probably been sitting out in the sun too long, so it's probably dried, burned up. All the way. Still some. Well, let's see.
This is in the land. This is not.
See how that looking hard over time. See?
You can't get this in your backyard.
So we look at the field. Say if this is a full field, a barley, that looks like wheat. See how it's just
Now watch this. The wheat is going to take a whole nother month. Remember, the wheat wasn't struck because it was a late crop.
So this is close. This is really close. Another day or two, it might be, should be out here. And they saying right now, the oil, when we came last year, that the barley in the Jordan Valley is pretty much where blooms first. Well, we went to Jerusalem, and Jerusalem was not close. Okay. No, north of Jordan Valley was not close. Yeah. So people who are doing the search, they're searching in the Negev, and they're finding out in the Negev is where it's blooming first. And so this is a key indicator that we're on a good path right now. Okay.
And we're in Ofakim right now, right?
Right. So we're gonna go back to the main road, check a couple other places, and by Yom Rishon we can have a good determination.
Okay. Because we have a lot of people putting out reports right now that are in different parts of Israel, but we're just trying to move around and really get a synopsis of everything. That way we can report here, report there. So we have people already reporting in and whether it's the Jordan Valley or wherever it may be in Israel, but we want to get reports elsewhere as well. Hallelujah. Shalom.
Hallelujah. Now you notice he said they wanted to get more reports because you can't just go off this one little area and you find it. One of the other videos was saying if it's by a street, you can get the heat from the cars, which can make the barley grow to the stage of a bead faster and give you a false reading. Right. That's why he say we're going to go over here and go double check, because anytime we're dealing with the Most High, we got to make sure we right. We're putting out information and not just going off a little bit and being lazy and be like, oh, okay, this worked. Right. No, like you say, we got to be more important than that, and we got to put more work into that. So shout out to Dr. Moray Yoel and One Nation Calendar Coalition, and brother got another good verse about
just throw a little extra on, still show how important this is, so we can all keep taking it serious. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy 16, verse 9. Read 9 and 10 actually. 9 and 10.
Everybody got it?
Deuteronomy 9 and 10.
Okay.
Deuteronomy of Devarim 9 and 10. It reads, count 7 weeks for yourself. Begin to count 7 weeks from the time you begin to put the sickle to the grain. And you shall perform. I'm
gonna read that next two.
And you shall perform the festival of Shabbatot to Yahuwah your Elohim according to the voluntary offering from your hand, which you give as Yahuwah your Elohim blesses you.
So we see that he had to put the sickle
to the grain. Yes, sir.
What grain putting the sickle to?
The barley.
How you gonna put a sickle to something that's not even that?
Amen.
Right. And if it's not ready to be harvested or cut, if you know anything about maturity in planting or gardening, if it's not ripened all the way, it's gonna be kind of hard. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna be loosely ready. So you might hit it with that sickle, but it's gonna be either a bad cut or it's not gonna cut it at all. It might just fold over. So how you gonna offer that?
And then overall, if we post this supposed to be a sheaf offering for the Most High sake, we might want to bring it how he said, bring it.
Right.
Point blank.
Right.
If he said bring it parched in fire, a bead, you better not bring him no barley parched in that, and it's just straight up.
Right.
It's just like your parents. If your parents say, go give me a grape soda, you bring them back water if you want to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or just
bring
bring
back
back
orange
something something that they said in there. It's like
Right. It's
So how-
disobedience. And we know obedience is what? Better than sacrifice.
right. So regardless of the fact that we keeping the law, but we got to keep it all the way through because we are told in this law is to keep from our Father. So to please our Father, let's keep the law how he do it.
Okay. Anybody got any questions or any comments, anything? Go ahead, brother.
I agree with the word. I'll praise God. Remember, he told Moses to make sure that you do everything that design as I told you to do.
Right.
So he's a stickler to the detail.
Right.
And then remember the young man that grabbed the ark of the covenant when it was falling.
Right. And people say, why did y'all kill him? He was trying to help.
Right. And then he told them to dress in linen, the priest to dress in linen. And then we found out that linen and wool protects you from radiation.
Right.
And so in that ark had a lot of power in it.
Right.
And then like they doing the chemtrail now, the linen and the wool also gonna preserve us in these last days.
Right. Okay.
And
Hallelujah.
ancient past.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Anybody else have any questions or comments, anything? Our minds clear.
So we understand what a barley, what does it be?
Plant.
Okay, we just testing the babies.
Okay.
We don't get them there though. We coming. But we doing it for them though. So when they do get our age, it's nothing. You can't tell them nothing either.
Right,
You can't tell them nothing wrong. I know this is exactly what we're supposed to do. As long as you go, this scripture said, but that's what we doing this for, so our children will be solid.
Right.
Amen.
That's what it's about.
And we can be in unison
Right.
as a nation.
Right. Right.
And I know that's right. That's what it's all about.
Right.
So right, he said, teach unto your children.
Right. Right.
That's what it's about.
When they get down, when they lay down, and when they rise up, and
Amen.
when you go about the way.
Amen.
That means all the time we're supposed to
All
be
the
continuously teaching our Yeladim, our children, the Torah. So that's pretty much all the lesson. We'll wrap this up and we'll turn it back over to the hands of Brother Malachi.
I want to say thank y'all for the opportunity, for listening, and thanks for Aton. Good lesson, brother.
So,
Praise God.
Beautiful. I even learned something that is a bee is a plant, right?
or the stage of
The stage of a plant. So I even learned something as well, and we need to do as the scriptures say do. There's a reason why the Most High want us to meditate in the scriptures day and night, so that we can get the details on what the precepts are saying. So if you don't like to read, and they saying, there's a byword that they label us. They said, you want to hide something from a, quote unquote, so-called black man, put it in a what? You understand? But listen, the truth is out. Reading is fundamental. Reading is educational. Study them scripts, study them precepts. There is no excuse. Study the details, because to each scripture, each detail that's being laid out, there is a principle behind it.
Right.
There's even a spiritual principle behind it.
Right.
And that's why Hamashiach, when he came, he spoke a lot about the crops, the plants, like during the parable of the seed sower, right? He's talking about the plants, the crops, because Israel was an agricultural people, right? Did I say that right, brother?
I don't know, brother.
They were farmers. They was planters, right?
Agricultural.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes. Come on, brother, get on to it.
You lost me on that one.
All right. They planted, they grew.
Right.
So when Hamashiach came, he he compared spiritual things to their daily activity.
Right.
So when he was bringing that out, that's what came to my mind, you know, because paying attention to the details of what they was doing, they thought they were just doing it just to grow food for themselves. But what I like about the brother brought out how this was not something that was planted. This was something that the Most High grew.
Right.
I don't know if y'all caught that, but I
Right.
caught that. You understand? So that's beautiful. Let's get our brothers another hand. Well, I hope y'all caught the website. I pulled up the website. What's that? One Coalition,
One Nation
Coalition.
One Nation, Coalition, Calendar Coalition, One Nation,
Calendar Coalition.
Calendar Coalition.org. So go and Google that up and study what the brothers are teaching and study the scriptures so that we won't be without any excuse. At this particular time, we are going to prepare ourselves to give, to support the truth, to support this ministry, and to support the building up of the Most High's people in this land activity until he delivers us to the promised land. So at this particular time, tell Brother Larry to dismiss the Hebrew Children's Academy.
You heard.
Okay. And at this time, we're going to take up an offering. Brother Frank, can you pass the bucket around?